Did you find a problem? Here's one. If I take a grid with 6 by 6, so 6 this way, 6 this way, I can create two lines that intersect in 2 points. Now secretly between you and me, the problem is that 6 is not prime. 6 equals 2 times 3. Why would that be a problem? Well, you can noodle on that. And if you're interested, come back later on because we're going to do an exploration on primes. But for now, just know that if I'm careful and I only ever choose grids that are a prime by a prime, so 5 by 5 or 7 by 7, I'll only ever get one intersection point on the lines. Suppose we put an object on every point in our 7 by 7 grid, and then we add another 8 objects for each of the points corresponding to slopes. Why 8? See if you can justify that to yourself. At any rate, what have we got now? A line is just a collection of the 7 points on the grid plus the 1 point corresponding to the slope. So a line is just a collection of 8 objects. Every line on a 7 by 7 grid has 8 points on it. Alright, now how many objects on a spot-it card? 8? Coincidence? You know, most of the time in life when you see 8 crop up and another 8 crop up, it's complete coincidence that the two 8s are there. In this case, not so much. Wait, what could that possibly have to do with spot-it? A line is just a collection of the 7 points on the grid plus the 1 point corresponding to the slope. So a line is just a collection of 8 objects.
If I took any 2 lines, how many monsters would they have in common?
2. 1.
1.
And any 2 lines have exactly 1 object in common. Lines are just cards. Cards are lines. And the objects on the cards are just the points in space. So what is a spot-it card? A spot-it card is just a line. It has 8 points. And any 2 spot-it cards have exactly 1 point in common. Now isn't that pretty? Spot-it cards are really just lines in projective space over a finite field with 7 elements. And you know what? Now you have some inkling about what all that means. And you got a pretty picture to go with it.
Okay? So if we lived in a world where it was called projective space, so if we lived in a world where straight lines did intersect, then you could actually draw this. But because we don't live in a world where straight lines or parallel lines intersect, you can't actually draw this physically, but the idea is the same. And that's how they make spot-it. So spot-it is just straight lines in what's called projective space with 7 elements in the space.
So now we
instead
can go
of
and
8.
make our own spot-it.
So now you could go and make your own spot-it.